morning. We'll be starting in a few minutes. Your turn.
Yay, yay, beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful.
So here we are.
Yes, you
How are you? Your hair
guys.
looks so cute.
Thank
It's
you.
adorable.
Thanks. It was so
Yes.
funny, one of my friends posted after I put the thing on Facebook and my friend goes, we look like twins. I was like, oh my God, we
Aw,
actually
that's
do.
cool.
I mean, we don't facially.
You and,
No, this other girl that I know,
oh, that's
because she
fine,
has
huh?
the same.
Right.
So,
the same thing.
Yeah, I've got to
Here,
use a
oh, I have
hot
something
iron
for you.
on
I
mine.
use-
Saturday.
I have this
Are the
new
kids gonna
tool,
be
so I
uh,
can like smooth
with
it
us
out and
or
I can
not on
always
Saturday?
do
Are they
what I
gonna be
want.
with their
So
dad?
They'll wave,
Okay,
they'll wave
Yeah,
and do
mine
weird.
is too. Mine
so
is just
maybe
like-
we'll
Yeah.
get some
I mean,
helpers.
it could just look like a hive's nest. if I
So
sat
I
it.
just,
Exactly.
see, I just
So,
enlarged it, so it's,
So yeah, I have this
it's
lovely
full
fun
screen, just
little
real full
tool.
screen. And people,
So
you know,
where'd you
because they're
get
just
that?
sitting at home, getting ready,
The
having their
tool?
coffee.
It's online, a company called Lange, Lange, and they have a bunch of hot tools that.
Look at my photo I found of
Yeah,
Janetta,
'cause
it's really
Sprays and
cute.
things for
I've
my
got a
hair.
flat iron.
Oh,
I've
that's
got like a little
great.
curling
Yeah.
iron that's
We're gonna
dry.
say something, a little something.
But it doesn't, you
And,
know, my
yeah.
hair's so fine, my hair just falls out,
Yeah,
so
like-
I need something a little more.
Yeah.
And the flat iron
I was
kind of
thinking about
burns
that.
it,
I'm
because
not
my
sure
hair
what
is a
we
little
should
fragile.
You need something to protect that,
Right.
because I use like this thermal,
Anything gardening,
whatever, it's called glass
and
hanger.
a card.
Okay.
It's also
where you
made by
sign a card.
Lange.
Okay.
I mean,
Um,
it doesn't have
and it
to
just
be-
makes it much
Smoother,
smoother,
that's
protects
right.
it so it
Yeah.
We'll
doesn't
drag her
doesn't
in
go
here during one of the,
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
the
you're like,
service.
oh, should I be doing
Yeah, I've
this?
been doing that a long time.
Mhm.
So,
or the 28, or the
yeah,
28.
like that. You need like a thermal, you can buy
Let's do
them
that.
anywhere,
Okay,
thermal
Yeah.
check.
protectors.
Yeah,
you know,
I've gotta
whatever.
start doing that stuff.
But yeah, if you use like the little curl
Uh-huh,
with the,
Okay.
with the heating thing, it would be better.
that would probably be better,
Yeah.
yeah.
It should do.
All right, I
Yeah,
think we're about ready to
Okay, right
get
now,
this show.
I'm gonna be taking this one off too.
Yeah, that's
too.
okay.
Yeah. Mine ready.
So annoying.
Hey, go ahead.
All right. Hello and welcome to Unity. My name is Natalie Green. It is such a blessing to see shining lights in person here in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and a big welcome to everybody joining us on Facebook. We so love having you here with us in spirit. Please be sure to like and share our live stream. Now here at Unity, we begin with a simple moment of connection with our spiritual nature. Our Christ candle reminds us that within each person there is divine light. As we light this candle now, I invite you to say with me,
We open our hearts and minds to the sacredness of all people.
We are willing to shine our inner light into the world, and we make space for others to do the same. And now for our group song, Pour Yourself in Me, Ricky Byers.
Yay. Okay, where are you? Where are you, Ricky? Whoops, we lost Ricky. We're gonna get her back though. Oops. Fires. I'm so sorry. We had her. There she is. Okay. This is an old one, guys. We used to sing this all the time. It's been a while. Here we go. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Yourself in me. Pour your joy and into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, shine your light in me, shine your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, shine your light in me, shine your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, sing your song in me, sing your song into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, sing your song in me, sing your song into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Love it. Love it. All right.
All right, and now we offer an affirmative prayer. Together,
With,
with
peaceful hearts,
we are open to the divine flow of abundance, ideas, and substance. There we go.
There we go.
All right, this morning we welcome Reverend Ron Karstetter. Reverend Ron Karstetter is an ordained Unity minister through Unity Worldwide Ministries Field Ministerial Path. Most recently, Reverend Ron served as the Associate Minister at Unity of Fairfax in Oakton, Virginia. Before entering into ministry full-time, Reverend Ron had a career in the federal government in Veterans Healthcare Administration and Emergency Management. Reverend Ron is a lifelong truth student with a passion for teaching truth principles as tools for personal and organizational transformation, spiritual direction, and contemplative and Quaker practice. Reverend Ron has a contemplative leadership style with a strong background in group discernment, strategic planning, and fostering organizational excellence. And now let us bless our children together. We love you.
We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. Mwah.
Mwah.
We love you. It's just not functioning.
Okay.
properly.
We are going to do our mission statement. I will say it first, then we will repeat together.
Oh, all right.
All right. We are advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living.
We are advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living.
And today's unity principle is principle number 3.
Yeah, it's just decided for.
I will say it, and then we will say it together.
Thank you very much.
We create the quality of our experience through the activity of our thoughts and feelings. I'll say
Okay.
part, and then you repeat.
Please.
We create the quality of our experience
We create the quality of our experience
through the activity of our thoughts and feelings.
through the activity of our thoughts and feelings.
Beautiful, wonderful group participation. Thank you.
Yay.
Okay, now for our community news. Food and fellowship. We are bringing back a popular tradition here at Unity of Fredericksburg. On Sunday, August 28th, bring a dish to pass or just bring your divine self and join us for fellowship after service. Main dishes, salads, veggies, desserts, or your appetite, all are welcome. We plan to continue fellowship on the 4th Sunday of each month. There is a refrigerator here for cold storage and plenty of space for crock pots and plates or platters in the break room. So please join us 4th Sunday every month. Storage space upgrade. We are moving into a larger storage space next Saturday, August 20th in the morning. Volunteers are needed to move some books from Valerie Marzak's home and transfer the items from the smaller unit into the larger unit. We'll meet at the facility, which is just across the street from our location here, across Route 17, at 9 a.m. And there is a rumor of lunch afterwards.
Yeah.
Please contact any of your board members, myself, Chris Avil, or Janetta Hooper to let us know if you would like to help out. There is a new class with Reverend Cheryl. Unity believes that the Christ is within everyone. This belief is perhaps the single greatest distinguishing characteristic between Unity and traditional Christianity. Unity refers to the Christ as a timeless divine idea. The primary goal of this course is to help you develop an effective understanding of what the Christ is and how you are a part of the Christ idea. Whether you're a beginning Unity student or have studied Unity teachings extensively, you will, as you work through these lessons, develop both a head and a heart understanding of the Christ. You can also receive SEE credit for this course through Unity Worldwide Ministries. It will be on Zoom each Tuesday starting August 23rd, running through September 20th. You can email Reverend Cheryl at cherylfair@gmail.com for the Zoom link. The class is offered on a love offering basis. Now for some very exciting news. We do have a new board member, Janetta Hooper.
Yay!
We are excited that a member has stepped up to fill the position on the board for Cassandra Manhart. Cassandra let us know she needed to step down from the board back in February, but she has continued faithfully until now. Our new interim board member is Janetta Johnson Hooper. Janetta has served in many ways at Unity of Fredericksburg, including Youth Ed Coordinator, Nominating Committee, and Social Justice Committee, just to name a few. Now we are blessed and grateful to have her come on the Board of Trustees. Let's bless both Cassandra and Janetta as we say, we
Love you, we bless you,
we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are.
We have another positive tradition here at Unity of Fredericksburg. Each month, several volunteers gather to cook and serve dinner at the Thurman Brisbane Homeless Shelter in Fredericksburg. This group, coordinated by Bonnie Oakes, has been serving for over 20 years. However, right now, their funds are diminishing. Your generous donation is urgently needed. $5, $10, or $50, any amount will help to continue the program into 2023 and beyond. Let Judy or anyone on the board know you want your gift to go to the Thurman Brisbane Fund, and we'll see that it gets to them. Namaste and thank you. And now our statement of commitment. Unity of Fredericksburg stands in solidarity with all people for diversity and inclusion. Video link and a short description from our newsletter is entitled You Stand Up. Have you ever been in the minority because of the color of your skin? If not, wonder how it feels? How can a white person live in a skin and be treated differently because of it? Take 40 seconds and see how you might answer this question posed by Jane Elliott. And if you would like to receive our weekly newsletter, you can email info@uofva.org. Our hearts join together in prayer for the people of Ukraine. We hold the highest vision for peace and tranquility. We give thanks knowing that God is present in every situation. And today's daily word is holy. There are certain places I visit where the presence of God feels especially near. Places that feel holy. These may include churches and other houses of worship, shrines, favorite places in nature, any destination where I become vividly aware of the divine presence is holy ground. I remember these words from the Prayer for Protection by Unity poet James Dillett Freeman. Wherever I am, God is. The divine presence I know lives within me. I discovered the divine presence all around me and find holiness everywhere. Every person is a holy being. Every place is holy ground. Today's verse is Genesis 28:16. Then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." And today's affirmation is,
There it is.
yes, we've got it. Together,
I discover holiness everywhere
and
and
in
everyone. Yay!
And now for our message and meditation from Reverend Ron Carstetter.
Decide to wake up right now. It's, Sunday.
Great moment.
The computer was sleepy. All right. Let's get him full size. Hey, there he is. Turn it up a little bit.
I pray that this message and meditation will be a blessing for you. My talk title is Divine Love Flowing Through Me. Now what? I'm going to be sharing some thoughts on this idea of divine love individuated at the point of us and how it is or could express more fully in the form of our unique spiritual gifts and sacred service. The first part of the talk title, Divine Love Flowing Through Me, might sound familiar. It's the first line of a prayer that many communities use as an offering blessing. But it has a much deeper, broader meaning as we lean into the awareness of the allness of God, divine love, source, good, infinite potentiality, flowing in, through, and as us. We are individualized expressions of the flowing forth of divine love, manifestations of the unmanifest. Now what? I will prepare you up front, and I'm going to be asking and leaving you with a lot of questions today. Questions that will hopefully serve as prompts for you to go deeper into what it means that divine love is flowing through you. Or more importantly, what meaning you choose to give it. And so around this central question of now what, I want to offer and unpack 5 other questions with you today. Who have you come here to be? And from a sense of your beingness, which is God, what makes you spiritual gifts do you bring to the world? And how are you called to use these, your unique spiritual gifts, individually and communally in sacred service, to be the light of the world, to be the change that you wish to see, to co-create a world that works for everyone? I begin with quotes by 3 wisdom figures. To be is to do, Socrates. To do is to be, Jean-Paul Sartre. Do be do, Sinatra. Now, I don't know about you, but there are days when my life feels like do be, be, do be. Can anyone relate? So it's important to understand that our doing is always flowing from a sense of our being, whether we are aligned with our true or divine nature, or operating from a lower vibrational sense of self, of less than divine. Our doing is always flowing from whatever sense of self we are holding in consciousness. And so our work in unity is this journey in consciousness from our false self to our true self, to the Christ of our being, so that we show up and engage with life as the next best and highest version of ourselves, or the best Christ that we can be. These are our 5 unity principles at work. God is, I am, think it, pray it, live it. When the co-founder Charles Stoner and other spiritual explorers back in the early days of the youth gave their explanations, he followed up with the question, so how are you using these principles? How are you using truth to transform consciousness? And how is this transformed consciousness now picturing in your lives? Charles told his students that if they weren't using these principles in the practicalities of their lives, they were merely theory. And so, how are you using truth in the practicalities of your lives? Which leads us to who have you come here to be? In their book, Who Have You Come Here to Be? 101 Possibilities for Contemplation, co-authors Rima Benario, Jane Simmons, and Kelly Isola ask, do you want more love, joy, and peace in your life? Are you longing for commitment, respect, rest, excitement? Do you want to experience more passion, bliss, calm, clarity, warmth, or purpose? Or all of the above? Well, the truth is you already have all of these within you. Whatever you long to experience outside of you is an aspect of you wanting to be birthed. And this is who you have come here to be. The only action required in any given act to your hidden wholeness and experience what you long for within you. As this becomes your inner reality, it can't help but become your external reality because they are one and the same. There are thousands of experiences we often wish to create more of in our lives, and often we wrongly expect that someone or something outside of ourselves is the source of this good, or the source of what's not good. We attribute the power to create to someone or something other than us. We fall asleep to our own creative powers, and to the truth that all of our life experience is our creation. This is not some mystical mumbo jumbo for the enlightened ones of past ages on faraway mountaintops. This is science. Quantum science is demonstrating what the saints and sages have said for centuries. What we think we see is not what is. We do not live in a world of fixed, solid, or unchanging stuff. We are invited to have faith in things unseen. We live in a world of infinite potential where every possibility exists at once, and it exists within us, at the point of us, until we decide otherwise. It is our belief. Let go of what your physical senses tell you is true and tune into what your intuitive sense is telling you is true. That all things are possible with God, Source, the divine. We only need to connect to the divine wholeness, the infinite potential within. Everything is just information flowing back and forth within this field of infinite possibilities. If you want something new to enter your life experience, we must first use our faculties of faith, imagination, zeal, and persistence to bring it into being within. As we frequently and passionately align with this unlimited field of possibility to create a consistent inner experience of what we desire, it can't help but become manifest. What is the deepest longing of the heart or visionary? Is it all of the above? And then what are your longings trying to tell you about the experience of life you wish to have, or the person or community that you want to be? What qualities of being are you attracted to? Who is it that you wish to be? Which leads to what makes you come alive. What are your joys? What is it that you love to do? What lights you up, gives you energy, or ignites your imagination? What projects, passions, expressions, or interests give you lasting satisfaction? What are you doing when you feel most fully alive? And then what is needed in your community or in the world? What does your community really need right now? What does the world really need right now? And where do you hurt over what is happening to others? What's happening in your community or in the world? And then where do your joys intersect or connect with what is needed in your community or in the world? What action is needed to make the connection between a specific joy and what is needed? Which leads to, what have you come here to do? At this point, I want to revisit that offering blessing, divine love through me. And so I invite you to close your eyes for a moment, to drop into stillness, to take a deep breath, and to really listen to, lean into, and receive these words and this prayer as your own. Divine love, flowing in, through, and as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I choose to give, and all that I am open to receive. Divine love flowing in, through, and as me. Now what? What are you going to do with it? How does or could divine love more fully express through you as the world? Everyone has one or more spiritual gifts. In the New Testament, in his first letter to the Corinthians, Paul explains that just as the physical body is made up of many parts, their own individual function working in harmony with the other parts to make a working body, so is the body of Christ, or the community of faith. We are all given various gifts of the work of the church, the work of God, the work of love. Might God as a source of healing and transformation, of birthing and building a greater reality. And so what are your spiritual gifts? What are your superpowers? Are you a teacher, a musician, a poet, or an artist? A good listener, a prayer partner, a healer? Are you a visionary, a community organizer, a strong administrator, a strategic planner, a bridge builder? Someone who loves to create space for hospitality and sacred connection? Someone who cares for and advocates for the earth? What service are you doing when you feel the happiest? What service do you perform well? What service when performing it makes you feel that you are contributing to God's work? What service do you look forward to doing the most? Spiritual gifts, talents, and skills have four basic purposes: personal growth, service, unity, and love. Recognizing our spiritual gifts can increase our self-esteem and invite us to feel a more integral closeness with others. They are our blessings that we can share for the common good. They bind us together in unity and love in our care for each other and for the world. They allow us to behold the Christ in each other, to build each other up. And finally, using our spiritual gifts is a visible sign for those who are feeling that you are living the truth, that you know, that you are loved in action. This leads us to how are you called to use these spiritual gifts in sacred service, to be the light of the world, to be the change that you wish. There are 5 forms of sacred service that I want to touch on briefly. Peace, illumination, and strength at our center. No one of us can serve, especially in a world as challenging as ours. So turn to the divine within as you and serve from that place of inner knowing with devotion and gratitude, knowing that as you do, your mind is illuminated, your heart is more open and compassionate, and you are filled with the sacred energy to do that which is yours to do. The second is service to yourself as an expression of the divine. We need to be healthy and strong in body, mind, and spirit to serve. This means looking after the soul through prayer and meditation and other spiritual practices, looking after the mind through constant inspiration, looking after the heart and its emotions by deep shadow work, and looking after the body by diet, exercise, and sufficient rest. Physical, emotional, and spiritual self-care is self-love, and it allows us to give the world the best of us rather than what's left of us. The next form of service is to all sentient beings in your life. Everything would change if only we would treat every single being we meet, animal or human, as who they really are, God in disguise. The next is service to your spiritual and local community. Our fast-paced life in this 21st century separates us from one another, and this increases suffering immeasurably. Our communities reflect problems of the larger world. Ask yourselves individually and communally, what is yours to do? And act immediately, so that your heartbreak becomes a living force of practical compassion in your daily world. And finally, service to the global community. Each choice we make affects everyone else. The only possible response to this acute interconnectedness is what the Dalai Lama calls universal responsibility. Our decision to be conscious at our core of the effect all of our choices have on every other being on the planet, and to make all of our choices in the world, and we give birth to a greater reality. Divine love flowing through me. Now what? A lesson in A Course in Miracles reminds us, I am among the ministers of God. I'd like to close your eyes again if that's comfortable. Reflection as your own. I let go into the transforming light of God within. I let go into the transforming light of God within. I am in the process of spiritual awakening. My divine gifts benefit not only myself, but the whole of humanity as well. I take my place in this global spiritual process of awakening and do my part. This global spiritual process of awakening and do my part. Every loving encounter I have with others, no matter how small, is turning the tide and transforming us all. I make a courageous choice in each moment, transforming us all. I make a courageous choice in each moment to be love in expression, on behalf of all my sisters and brothers, and for my own soul. I awaken to the unfolding of my being, and I let go into the transforming light of God. Let this affirmation lead us into the silence and into a time of meditation. In the scriptures we read of Jesus inviting his disciples to come be a part of and rest. And so it is with deep gratitude that we hear this same invitation and breathe into the gift of this sacred time of meditation. And so if you choose, may close your eyes for distraction or lower in your gaze. And I invite you to take a deep and intentional community breath. And with each inhale and exhale, to enter more deeply into stillness. Simply noticing the body and letting it, allowing it, inviting it to become so very still. Releasing any attachment to the thoughts that float through your mind. No struggle, no pushing away of the thoughts. Using them only as signals to return to the breath. And when the mind is still, it is free from fear, free from expectation, labels, ideas, worries, or judgments. We just allow that energy that speaks of separation to settle into this moment. And we call on that energy of oneness that unites and transforms us. We gently allow our attention to drift to the center of our being, our heart space, where regardless of any relative thoughts or feelings to the contrary, we touch and contemplate the divine I am, the truth of who and what we are, untethered, unhindered, unlimited. And so we simply let go and rest for a while in the stillness of the silence, in that graceful state of allowing God to be through us, in us, as us, in the silence, in the silence. Invite a deep community breath. This time of Sabbath, of rest in the silence, is good for the soul. And so we bring the blessing of this time of renewal with us as we gently return in consciousness to this time and space. The breath flowing in and out, gratitude welling up in your hearts from this place of infinite peace. May you carry this affirmation with you. I am one with the consciousness of God's perfect life in me. I am one with the consciousness of God's perfect life in me. We make this affirmation in the name and through the power of the indwelling Christ. that invites us into the ever newness and fullness of life. And so with another community breath, as you are ready, I invite you to gently open your eyes with a knowing in your heart that I, you, and we are the place where God shows up. And so it is, and so we allow it to be. Peace be with you, friends, and behold the Christ you are.
Oh. Beautiful.
Wow.
What a great guy.
That was intense.
What a good talk.
Yes.
That's very nice.
Yes.
It was very nice.
Get you in here. Yeah.
Okay, so it is now time for our tithes and offerings. So together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive,
And I am grateful.
And now we offer a final blessing for our offerings. We acknowledge the source of all that is and responded to in the highest expression of God's will. And so it is. Amen.
Let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, every moment now. With every step vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth. It begin with me.
And now our prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us.
Thank you for being with us and sharing your light today. Namaste.
It's a wrap. Sorry about the PowerPoint.
That's all right.
The computer is not in the mood. It was just in its own, no, it was just like, forget it. Soon as you go on to that other thing and come back. Yeah, I haven't met him yet in person. I heard he's really cool.
You weren't here when he was.
No, Chris was not here when you
No, that was my day off, so
Yeah.
I haven't met him yet. So I was hoping today would be the day, and then it,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how it was with me missing Roy.
Oh.
Like for the last year. It's like anytime he was here, I was away, I was
Yeah.
sick, I was,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? So when I was here, was it last week he was here?
Yeah, he was here last week.
Yay!
Yeah. And he's such a great guy. Oh, I love him. Yeah. Yeah. And he has a friend, Karen Gray, who's a jazz singer. And
Oh,
I reached out to her, so hopefully we'll get her to come down. She's cool. Yeah, she goes to the same church he does, so, and she speaks.
That would be cool.
And she's a local. She's went to Unity, Mary Wash.
Yeah?
Yeah, so
Really?
she can talk to us, Frederick.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Unity at Mary Wash, where's that?
No, she went to school
Oh,
at college.
I see.
I was trying to say that.
Now,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
How about?
That would be very cool, yeah.
Well, I miss Randy.
Yeah.
I miss giving him a big hug.
I know, he's doing his thing. He had a really bad migraine on Friday. He usually doesn't get them, but once in a great while he does, and he got really discombobulated, and it wasn't painful, but he got
Really?
all disoriented.
Really?
Yeah,
Really? Does
really
that affect him usually?
That's happened before, not often, but once in a great while. So he was resting yesterday, and then he's
Wow.
still.
Really?
better.
Okay.
He's doing better, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, is he having a stroke?
Exactly. If you're disoriented, you're like wondering.
But that's has happened to him before, so that was,
Yeah.
yeah.
So So, and your puppies,
his front paws. And she said, well, just wanna treat it with medicine for now, because he doesn't want me